a blind piano player, wrestler, long-distance runner, and a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions across the U.S., are here to tell their story of their unique and incredible journey together. Welcome to the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy and Mike will engage you with some of the most unimaginable and heartwarming stories of their extraordinary life. So please welcome your hosts, Nancy and Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorich.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. This is show number 38. Today's date is April the 11th, 2026. And my birthday is come and gone, but my birthday party has not. It's still yet to come.
And do you say God inspired?
And God inspired.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said God inspired, but
I elbowed you.
I should have.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mhm.
one of the things I talked about last week, I talked about scheduling, whether it be baseball or hockey, and how corrupt it is. And one thing I did not mention last week that I should mention
Mhm.
is when baseball, they used to have 16 teams in the National League, 14 in the American. But now they divided it up. So it's 15 and 15. Now, the purpose of that was to make sure that every series, a National League team is playing an American League team. Because if you have 15 and 15, you can't rest the team for a 3 or 4 game series. So what do? You make it play against the other league. And I remember when this thing came out, and my father said the purpose of it was not to create rivalries. The purpose of it was to make the teams they want get in the playoffs. And when I say they, I'm talking about the commissioner's office. I
The
never
one who wants
the
favoritism.
one who wants favoritism. Now, I never saw this. I did once my father mentioned it.
You went like, aha.
Yeah, but I was kind of disappointed because
Sure.
I was hoping to see some good rivalries and
Well, that's what opened the door, people's curiosity.
yes, it is. It opened the door, and shortly after the door opened, it slammed shut and locked.
Well, you know, they
Because
say curiosity killed the cat. So curiosity is not always a good thing.
no, it's not. And in this case, it's not.
Right. I see.
And this enables the commissioner's office to pick in advance before any playoff game is played to pick the teams that they want to see in the playoffs. And
This is what makes some teams feel hopeless.
it does. Well, the other thing that makes teams feel hopeless is we don't have a maximum or a minimum salary cap. Now, every sport besides baseball has a salary cap. And next year,
Is it the union's fault that's at the bottom of this?
the union owns baseball. The union owns everything, actually.
But what about football and the other teams? Don't they have unions that would do the same thing?
Yeah, well, they're not as bad as baseball. Baseball is the worst.
Okay, they have more power.
Well, the owners gave them the power. The
Oh,
owners gave them the power to own the sport, and they own the sport. And
it's smart.
I hear people say, "Well, we got to have a salary cap." All right.
Hmm. I
You
do hear
listen to
people talk
sports
about that.
talk
Yeah,
shows and they'll say that.
it's common
And
sense.
then somebody would say they can't. The union would never go along with it. Well, who the hell are they? They think that because they're the union, they own sports, and they really do. And somebody's got to come in. This commissioner doesn't have the guts, but somebody's got to come in and take that ownership away from the union. The owners are the owners of the teams.
Yeah, come
So
on.
they should own. They don't, but they should own the sport.
They should pay
And
big bucks for it.
yeah, they do. And this is one thing I was talking about last week. I didn't mention my father last week, so I'm mentioning it today.
Yes.
Now, last week, actually, it was on my, was it my birthday? When did
Friday?
we? No, it was March 27th. Nancy and I went to the doctor,
Oh, yeah.
and the doctor wanted to give us statin drugs for high cholesterol
Hmm.
and give me blood pressure medicine that number one didn't work and number two tastes like crap.
Yeah.
Well, I said before that if I get sick and I have to take an antibiotic that tastes like crap, I could do it. I don't like it. I don't want to do it, but I will do it
If you know the time is limited.
if I know the time is limited. But if you tell me that I'm going to have to take something that tastes like crap for the rest of my life, I will not do it.
No,
So that's where we are with that. And we're getting calls every day from
the drugstore.
the CBS telling us my prescription is ready. And I already brought it in I already canceled it. And an hour after I canceled, the doctor called me up. So they must have notified the doctor
Yeah.
that I canceled. And here's the deal with this. If, and this is one thing that the doctor commented on, that they don't make stuff for me.
Yeah, they said, well, you're very limited because you can't swallow pills. Well, I remember last year at your birthday party, three different people are telling you that you should swallow. This is how you should swallow. And Mike he just turned 79. He knows what he can and can't do.
It's not that I don't want to swallow the pills, I can't swallow the pills. So leave it alone.
Yeah. I thought one nurse at the hospital said to tell the doctor you're very susceptible to gagging, very high gag response, so you can't do it.
And I would gag, and the thing would probably get stuck in my throat. Then what am I going to do? They cut off my wind supply. And that would be all she wrote.
No, okay, you know you can't. So that's it.
But the deal is with this, when you get old, hasn't he lived long enough? I mean, he's 79 years old. Hasn't he lived long enough?
Seems like that's
So,
the attitude.
and we could give him something, and if the side effects are death, and if you listen to any of these medicines,
On the commercials. eh, uh,
and then they have the gall to tell you that the supplements you're taking are no good. Well, here's the deal with that. They don't make anything that I could take.
and I didn't like the attitude. They didn't even look at the supplements. We're taking cinnamon and something that helps with the blood sugar, and we're taking these beets that help with your blood pressure, and I don't know. They didn't even look at it. Oh, these are over the counter. Oh,
Well, they say follow the money. So follow the money means it's another way of saying follow the pharmaceutical companies.
but if you go to buy vitamins at a vitamin shop, that's big bucks. I'll tell you. It costs a lot. When I go
Yeah.
to get your prescription, it doesn't cost anything. So
And I know we spend on our vitamins. I know we spend at least $5,000 a year on vitamins.
yeah.
So anyway, that's where we are with that.
Mm,
But why did I start out with this subject? I'm going
I
to tell
don't
you
know
why.
why.
Because something happened. Nancy went to her prayer meeting, which she goes every Wednesday morning. It's a women's prayer meeting.
Yeah, and I'm sure it does a lot of good.
And it lasts about 2.5 hours.
Mhm.
And when she was gone last Wednesday, the nurse called me, or the receptionist,
Mhm.
and she said, "Well, we found that Nancy has an infection. She has to get blood work done." So she got the blood work done, and they said to me that they want to talk to her because I won't remember
Huh,
what they tell me.
it's a bunch of bunk.
Well, yeah, that's a bunch of BS. Here's the way a lot of people think, and I grew up with this kind of stuff. They think if your eyes don't work, you're dead. And I'm not exaggerating.
I
It
know.
it really is. It really is that way. And so this girl should know me. We've known each other for over 4 years.
Huh?
She should know that I have a good memory. But anyway, so then Nancy comes home and I tell her that the girl called and she said, I'll call her at 1:15.
I made sure I called exactly at 1:15.
So she's nowhere to be found.
And I have to give my birth date and all this stuff and all go through this and put on hold and all this stuff. Then I didn't even get her. Got somebody else.
So she was nowhere to be found. And she said, well, the other girl said, well, there's nothing wrong.
You had an infection, and the latest blood test said you don't have the infection. So, I mean, what's hard to remember about that?
So it could be that what cured the last infection were the supplements she was taking.
Or prayers. People have been praying for me too.
Yeah. But I don't think they believe in prayer. So
You know.
anyway, that's where we are with that. And
Oh, I tell you, yesterday I burned my wrist pretty bad, and it was a grease fire. I put some uh, two frozen salmon in hot grease, and it splattered out on my wrist. But what really helped me, besides prayer, is I went outside, cut some aloe vera plant, and put the gooey gel on it, and that really helped. And now I can touch it. And yesterday it was hurting like crazy.
well, burns are horrible. I
I
mean,
know, very painful.
nothing hurts worse than burns. If you ever had a serious burn, I'll tell
Yeah,
you,
it was hurting
uh,
last night.
I could think of a couple of times where I was seriously burned. One time when I was in the 95-pound class.
Well, we're going to a break and we'll be right back. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Stay tuned.
Mike Zorik, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a 6-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths. He also won the Veterans Folk Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorick, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorick has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show.
Yep.
And when we left, talking about Nancy's burn last night.
And then you got burned, you said, a while ago.
Yeah, I got burned when I was 1962 in January. And
Boy, I was still in high school.
yeah, you were 10th grade. And I was in 8th grade. I was in a 95-pound class. And I got burned, and I didn't have the use of my left hand. And the next day, I had to wrestle. Yeah, you would have guessed it, Kingswood.
Oh, the hardest school of all.
The hardest school in the state of Connecticut. And
he probably went right for that burn.
He did.
Ugh.
And he was an undefeated state champion. He was a very nice kid and a very nice wrestler. And I was 4-0 at the time, and he gave me the first loss of my life. And you never get over that.
The first loss. Oh,
And
poor Mike.
I remember that day. After the match was over, I went to get a haircut. It was a Thursday, and I had another match the following Saturday. We were going to drive to Overbrook. Now, Overbrook is not a good team. So anyway, I was 2-0 in the varsity team, and I was 2-0 in the junior midgets. And but anyway, I remember at the barber shop, and I was very sad, and I kept thinking, why did I wrestle today? Why did I wrestle today? It's like if you go out and you're trying to decide, should I go out or should I not go out? Well, at the last minute, you hear something, and you don't know if it's a godly thing or if it's just a passing thought.
Yeah, I know it's vague sometimes, huh?
And so what do? You go out and you get into a car accident.
And you said I should have heard that.
Oh, why didn't I stay home? You would go out to buy something. I didn't need that stuff. I could have waited till tomorrow or the next day. And that's how I was the whole time I was at the barber shop. Why did I wrestle today?
Did you cry?
No, but let me tell you this. I held it back.
Oh, okay.
And anyway, I was in the 8th grade. and
8th grade. Oh,
he went right for that store left hand. And not because he was a dirty wrestler, because that's the way he wrestled.
that was his style.
That was his style, to go after his opponent's left hand. And he actually pinned me in the first period. He pinned me in a hammerlock. And later on in my career, I pinned 7 guys in a row the same way he pinned me in
So
a hammerlock.
left a lasting impression.
Yeah.
More ways than one.
And his name was Merritt. And I was talking to somebody who's a good friend,
Uh-huh.
and he has a place in Florida on Merritt Island.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, you know who it
I know
is.
who that is.
And very nice guy. And so then when he talked about Merritt Island, I talked about that guy from Kingswood whose name was Merritt.
Right.
And but Kingswood was an all boys school, and they had um, almost everybody on their team was state champion. They totally demolished the state tournament in Connecticut. But anyway, that's one time. Another time was in 2017, and we were in Connecticut. My father had just died, and well, he didn't just die, but anyway, it was August, early August 2017. And Nancy made these mashed potatoes. Oh, I tell you what, I don't know what happened to those mashed potatoes. Some of them actually flew up and hit the ceiling, and
How it happened?
I don't know how it happened, but I was seriously burned from that, and it spilled on my left arm, my forearm,
Uh-huh.
and it got stuck.
Oh,
The potatoes got stuck.
so it's just simmering
So
on you.
it was cooking on my
I'm
forearm.
so sorry. I don't know what happened.
But nobody knows what happened. It was weird. It was almost like a fluke. And
I don't remember tripping. I don't remember.
you didn't trip. You were
Just
bringing it to the table where to put it in my bowl, and
I don't know.
I don't know. It just flew all over the place.
One of those Twilight Zone things.
Yeah, it was a Twilight Zone thing, and I will tell you, it did not feel very good either.
I'm
But
so
anyway,
sorry.
those were my burnt
Burn.
histories,
Yeah.
and it lasted for quite a while. And
We didn't have any fresh aloe vera plant to go out. Where we used to live in California, we had some, and we have some here outside our door, but that works the best. If anyone gets burned and you have aloe vera, quick cut it open and put it right the sticky stuff.
but
It
I didn't know
works.
if but I remember that it was I think it was a Wednesday. Boston beat Baltimore in the last inning. Uh, they had a much
How his memory
they
goes.
had a much better team than they do now. Now their offense is like watching paint dry. But anyway,
His memory has to do with food and sports
yes, it does.
and his weight.
Yeah. What did I weigh when this event happened? You
That's
know,
how it works. I know how it
it's
works.
true.
My memory is just a foggy mess, so maybe rely on him.
But the nurse thinks Nancy has a memory, and I can't remember if she tells me that Nancy's fine. She could have told me that Nancy was fine, and that would have been it. I would have told her hey, I got good news when she came home.
Well, I
Uh,
called them back. I said, Mike is the best memory of any human being I ever met. So if they told him what was my problem or that I'm fine, I could remember. He could remember. Even I could remember I'm fine. I mean, come on. I'm not sick. I don't have an infection. How complicated is that?
But when I was growing up, when I was a kid, and you go to a restaurant, and the waitress would ask somebody else what I want
They're right there.
because they think I don't know what I want. So somebody has to decide for me. That's how they label blind people, and that's one of the reasons that we do this show
Yes. We're
because
trying to bridge the gap so people have a better understanding that blind people are just regular. Come on. Just, somebody has a sore foot. You don't treat them like a strange human being.
you don't treat them like they're dead because they got a sore foot. I mean,
Yeah.
this is insane. It's totally, absolutely insane. But anyway, I'm done with that part of the show, and Nancy's going to do her wonderful thing, and then I'm going to talk about show number 3.
Okay.
What happened? What happened to make me realize what's going on?
Well, I'm trying to get ready for Mike's birthday party. So I just got a few things here. I kind of like this. Second Thessalonians 1:10. It said, "The word holy does not mean goody good. It means set apart for sacred use." And another thing I remember, Dutch Sheets said the Holy Bible or the Good Book. That's why I like calling Good Friday Holy Friday, because a lot of times good and holy are kind of synonymous. Oh, and this I kind of liked. I don't know who said this, but pessimists, they complain about the wind. An optimist, they say the wind will change, but leaders adjust their sails. So deal with it. Do the best you can with it. And oh, this I just got from a bunch of things. So this was, let's see, what book is this? This is 60-Day Prayer. It says, "The desert was never meant to be forever. It is a testimony that God's love sustains you until you reach the place God has prepared for you." So say thanks to God for faithfulness in every wilderness, and remind us that each step forward is held in your care. And this book is the Jesus book. We read this every day, and like Jesus is talking. So, and I have to remind myself that even though I'm preparing a birthday party, it's not a big deal, but I've got to leave it in God's hands. So, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we should rejoice and be glad in it, and begin the day with open hands of faith, ready to receive all that God's pouring out into this portion of life. And be careful not to complain about anything, even the weather. And do not worry about tomorrow or get stuck in the past. There is abundant life with God and in His presence today. So that's what I'm just leaving it in your hands, God, that everyone will have a lovely time, a blessed time, and Mike will have fun and eat lots of birthday cake, ice cream, and potato chips.
That sounds right up my alley.
I don't know if we're going to have any meals, but that's what I got out on the table.
Well, I don't blame you for not wanting to cook anything because we don't know what people like.
Plus, I say anytime after 2, so who knows? I know somebody gets off work at 4, and some people are coming right at 2, so you have to just.
It's better if you spread people out because if you get too many people at first, and
Yep, we're going to.
anyway.
This is the Nancy and Mike show. Stay tuned.
Author, radio show host, host and coach, John M. Hawkins, reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorich.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is a Nancy and Mike show. I can't remember what I was talking about when
Oh, you were going to talk about show number 3?
show number 3.
I was done with my stuff. So,
But Nancy was done with her stuff, and I started to talk about something.
oh, I wanted to also say I wanted to thank God for helping the astronauts to come back and land safely. That was a miracle. That was a lot of work by a lot of people to have that go so smoothly. And I give God credit also.
Yeah, and they were talking about coming back, the 6-minute blackout and 5,000 degrees.
Yeah,
And
arranging the right angle
you
to come
know,
through the atmosphere.
you get 5,000 degrees. See ya. But anyway, everything worked out. And boy, I can't remember what I was talking about.
You were just talking about wrestling and stuff, and then that ended, and then you were going to talk about the show after me.
Okay. I'm going to talk about show number 3. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened with this deal. Before we started this radio show, we had 314 shows from one channel, and we had 10 from another channel. So we had 324 shows, and we were never fired. But what happened to these channels? They both went out of business. So we were cut off because they were cut off. And so then we started this one, and this is our 38th show. So this is our 300 overall, 362 shows. And some things that I mentioned on those shows, I never mentioned on this show. But this show was still young, of course.
And it's always been the Nancy and Mike show.
Yes, from way back when.
Yep.
From 2018, which is when all this started, the spring of 2018. And so anyway, we're trying to decide how we're going to do this show. So you could go on YouTube, or you could go on Spotify, or, whatever they had. I don't know anything about anything.
Yeah, we're not computer literate.
And I will tell you that everybody knows who listens to our show that when it comes to computers, I don't know anything about anything.
And they just know a little bit more.
Yeah. But anyway, here's what I was told about YouTube. I don't know anything about Spitify. So,
I've heard of YouTube, so I picked that one.
yeah, so we picked that one. And the consensus of opinion was that first you start off, you're not going to get many listeners because nobody knows about your show. Okay.
Right?
Now, then what happens? People see your show, they get curious, they start listening, and you get people that way. Well, that seemed to be happening. And our third show had 22 listeners, according to them. Now, I don't know what's true or what isn't.
We have no idea of knowing.
But here's the deal. That show, I was talking about, and it's not faulty, it's not my opinion. The numbers totally back it up. That the smartest voters in the country are white men. Now, you could look up any age group and you will see across the board that the smartest voters in the country are white men, percentage wise. Now, I know there's some smart women out there. They got this group once in a while Nancy hears from. It's conservative women.
Yes,
So
they have good stuff.
and they have some good stuff. We know they vote correctly.
Of course.
All right.
Mhm.
Now, so in that show number 3, I mentioned that men are smarter than women, which they are. The numbers back me up.
When it comes to politics.
It's not my opinion. The numbers back me up. And you could look it up for yourself if you don't want to believe me. Most people, they don't want to believe me. They hide their head in the sand and they won't look it up.
Right? Okay.
But I don't care. But anyway, here's what happened. They cut our show 15 minutes short.
That short, that show, that one, that third.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, on the fourth show,
Uh-huh.
I warned them, you better watch yourself.
About cutting our shows, huh?
Yeah. Because I got resources where I could make them sorry they ever went after me. And things have been fine ever since.
Good.
But here's the deal. Now they're saying that we have hardly any listeners.
Right?
Now I know that's a bunch of BS because I know people who are listening to us that the numbers are higher than they're telling us. I know this for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And why am I mentioning this?
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm mentioning this because I want you people to know that I'm on to you. I know what you're doing. Now, the moral of the story is this. Every week, our show is totally honest. It's God inspired. So, in other words, if it's God inspired, we're doing the show that God wants us to do. Okay? So, I don't even care if you're still not honest with me because I know what we're doing is great. I know what we're doing is God inspired. And that's all that matters to me. I remember when I was younger, and two things I always had was birthday parties.
That's for sure. As
One
long
of
as
them.
I've known you.
Yeah, since I was a teenager. And the other thing I had after that was piano concerts.
Hmm.
Now, I remember one year we invited 30 people to my birthday party.
Yep.
We don't have enough room for 30 people.
We lived in a single wide mobile home.
Now, in the process of that, half the people showed up. Now, if you invite however many people you invite, this is California. You know this for a fact. That if you invite, no matter how many people you invite, half of them will show up. Half of them won't show up.
Yep.
Uh,
And you never know.
and the half that doesn't show up, they never call to say, I can't make it. And what their rationale is, well, he knows if we're there or not.
Yeah.
So, certain things you know about California, certain things you know about Ocala, Florida, that you could take to the bank every time. And you learn these things by living there.
Yeah.
And anyway, I'm interested to see how many people are going to show up
I know.
today. But regardless, when I would be disappointed that people didn't show up, my attitude has totally changed because now I'm thinking whoever shows up, that they have a good time.
Yes, that's what we're hoping.
I'm not worried about the people who don't show up. Now, and I got that way from my piano concerts. I had one concert, I could hear the echoes in the room. And, oddly enough, this is 2004. It was the hardest piano concert I had ever done. And you think of all the work you put out and but anyway, I'm
I,
on to
I remember Tom said it was so impressed with how wonderful a concert was, and people who were there were impressed that you left a lasting memory in their lives, Mike.
yeah, and Tom did show up. And I remember it was June 7th, 2004. And one guy said, "Well, uh, the Lakers were on." So that shoots that,
Oh,
all right?
okay.
And, uh, you get such crap excuses. I think it might be, I don't know for sure, but I think it might be somebody's birthday.
Yeah, we heard them all, huh, Mike?
Uh, or you say, well, let's see what else. Somebody might come out to visit us. They might not. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no plans, but you got to come up with something, right? And but I'm just letting you people know that I know what you're up to, and I don't care if you're honest with me or not. We're gonna keep doing what God wants us to do until we can't do it anymore.
That's
And the
okay.
day will come up where we can't do it anymore.
Right.
If one of us dies, the show ends. That's it.
Okay.
So anyway, that's where we're at with that, and I just wanted to bring that out that I know what's going on, and I see that another reason I brought this up, I see that a lot of people are suing YouTube because of
Well, we're going to a break. We'll be right back. Take care.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery, or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease. Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube in Florida. This is not Spitify. But anyway, we are back.
Spotify. I don't even know if that's right. Maybe Spotify, not Spit.
Spit Spotify?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. I know there's some spit in there somewhere. But anyway, getting back to the other thing, I know that the numbers are not faulty. And but one of the things with these parents suing YouTube because of people getting addicted to it. Well, let me tell you what happened to me. I love Frédéric Chopin.
Yep, you do.
He's, without any question, well, I won't say that. He's one of my two favorite composers. The other one is Brahms.
And mine is Tchaikovsky.
And Nancy's is Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky was a genius. He wrote a lot of great music.
Beautiful.
But he didn't write a lot of piano music.
Too bad.
And I've heard some of the piano music. It's not that great. It's okay.
You played one. I think it's June.
I played two. I played
two.
Chance and Trist, and I played
June?
Yeah, they had the seasons, June.
It's pretty.
The months, yeah. It's called Barcarolle, the month of June.
Okay.
And I played that. Yeah, I played two pieces by Tchaikovsky, but a lot of stuff by Chopin.
Yeah.
And Brahms. Brahms wrote a lot of great piano music. And so I thought, well, okay, I'll listen to some of this stuff on YouTube. And they have way too many commercials. I can't listen to one piece without being interrupted in the middle of the piece. And some of these Chopin preludes, they're very short. And you listen to them, and in the middle of the piece comes a commercial. At least have the decency to wait till the piece finishes. So anyway, I cut back on doing it because I don't want to listen to one of my favorite pieces, and when the piece is half finished, a commercial comes. That's not my style.
Right.
So I had an easy time breaking away from it, and that's where I am with this. Now, Nancy said I'm going to go to sports, and I think she's right. Two things are happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is the finale of the National Basketball Association regular season.
Oh, okay.
They play 82 games. The National Hockey League plays 82 games. The National Hockey League usually ends before basketball ends. But I think hockey ends on the 17th, the regular season. Most teams
17th of what?
17th of April.
Wow.
And that's a special day. We were listening to
Yeah, Dutch sheets. All these different godly things that happen on Nice and 17, the Jewish month. Ooh.
yeah, April is the first month of the Jews, and I had no idea. But anyway, basketball ends tomorrow. And then they have this pre-preliminary tournament, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't like it. I think we should stick to 8 teams, forget about 9 and 10. Now, what's happening in basketball? A lot of teams, I'd say 5 or 6 teams, are tanking because they want the number 1 draft pick.
Oh, manipulative.
And the commissioner is trying to figure out a way so that teams won't tank.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good. It's not good for the
This
fans.
isn't
It's not
hopeless.
good.
This is manipulative.
This is very bad. And I came up with the draft formula.
Good.
There's 14 teams.
Okay.
16, in my mind, make the playoffs. So you take the 14 teams, each team gets 1 ping pong ball. So you could be the worst team in basketball and end up with the 14th pick. That'll stop some of this stuff.
Okay.
And the commissioner hasn't figured out a way to stop this because every proposal that he comes up with, teams are still able to tank.
Yeah, they know how to work around.
Now, I don't know when the draft lottery is. I think it's next week. And I think it's the 18th, but I'm not sure. And wow.
I know. This is a wrap up time.
This is a wrap up time. And the Boston Bruins are on right now. But their season ends April 17th. But the reason why hockey is lasting longer this year is because of the Olympics. And I will end on that note because Nancy's pushing me out of here.
Yeah, this has been the Nancy and Mike show. Thanks, guys, for listening to us, and take care. Have a good week.
This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. Tune in each week and become part of the conversation of the amazing journey of Nancy and Mike.